What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the B1KER Bar Podcast. What is it that you like about a hardtail?
Well, I mean, I guess like I started out on hardtail for like the first 3 years of my riding life, I guess, right? So, and because that's all I could really afford, and it really just helped me to understand like it's a really good way of starting out. It's a really good way of starting to mountain bike. I love riding full suspension bikes, like obviously everyone does, but like when I was new to mountain biking and all I had was my hardtail, I would just fantasize about like 5 inches of full suspension would be amazing, or something. Dream about it, or like 7 inches would feel incredible. But like it just, I have an appreciation for what hardtails can do for teaching you how to ride. That's basically a really invaluable thing. And you know, same with like BMX can really teach you how to ride. I really like, it's just the idea of feeling the trail, really knowing what your bike is going through, and then you can feel, you know what your bike is going through, and you want to take care of your bike. So now you start to ride a bit differently. You start to ride your line choice differently, and it transfers into my full suspension bikes, where I try to take care of my bikes. I don't know. It's just a good background to have.
You know, it's funny. I actually didn't have this realization until you just said that a few minutes ago. Like my mountain biking career, I guess you could say, or journey, it started on a hardtail as well, but it was because that's all that was available back then. When I first started riding in like the 90s, like full suspension wasn't a thing. Like my first bike was a Giant, and it was their whole lineup was rigid. There was not even a fork that they had a suspension fork. So I think whenever I started riding, you know, I was riding a fully rigid bike, and I guess that did teach me a lot of how to ride and how to, like, I think what it really does the best, and even now that I have a hardtail again in my stable, it really teaches you how to like take lines, like what lines to take. When you have a bunch of suspension, you can just like run into shit. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of like
like you can monster truck through things, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it totally is.
I enjoy that too, but also I don't like breaking my bikes. So, and I don't know, you kind of start to realize like, oh, if I actually did this line, I could preserve my, even though if I have a downhill bike, I could help to preserve it better. I could kind of land better if I landed right here rather than on any kind of sharp roots and rocks. And I don't know. All that kind of stuff.
You know, and it's surprising like how fast you can be on them. You start to really rely on your suspension, and you forget that it's actually not 100% the bike is not what's making you fast. It's like the rider. You know what I mean? And I just recently, last year, I got a hardtail for the first time in years and years and years. And I, you know, would go down these runs that are like my local runs, and I was getting the same times as I was on my full suspension bike. And I'm like, how the hell is that? You know? And then it kind of just makes you want to, like, I don't know, at least for me, I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. Then I'm like, well, where else can I take this thing? Like, how stupid can I get with this? You know?
Yeah.
If you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor, before you take off, hit the like and subscribe.